Alrighty, adventure travellers, we are here for the whistle stop tour of Amsterdam, and behind me is the main canal, and you can see the buildings that go right up to the water. Down there is central Amsterdam, and in front of me is the famous Amsterdam Central train station. There it is, just across the water, and it was actually built for purpose as a train station. It was built in 1889 as rail was taking off in Europe, and it's still the main hub for rail transportation in the Netherlands and Amsterdam today. You can get a high-speed line directly to the airport. So now I'm on the main drag leading away from the train station, and I've got to say it's actually pretty nasty. There's all the usual tourists up and down, but it is filthy. Amsterdam, sort your shit out. So tons of tourists, but don't know what they're doing. Look at that. It's all the way down the end of the street. Pretty disappointing that it's turned into a pigsty. Can't remember if it was filthy like this when I was here 29 years ago, but at least the gorgeous Dutch architecture hasn't changed. Here are the beautiful buildings along the main drag. All they need to do is get their waste management in order. Just on an overbridge in the canals, and a lot of boats going down the rivers. Very nice, and the sun's sort of come out as well. Loads of tourists out and about. And then behind us is the famous Rijksmuseum, which is dedicated to Dutch culture and history. Pretty special looking place. Not sure if I'm going inside or not. Let's see how much time we've got. Here we are at the Van Gogh Museum. Let's go and have a look inside. Alright, well, no Van Gogh today. It is sold out. They limit the number of visitors per day, so everyone can have a good experience. There's a bit of a park next to the museum. Got a lot of flags of the world there, for one reason or another. There's the Rijksmuseum that we were looking at before. I've just found out what these flags are for. It's quite interesting. So Amsterdam being the centre of tolerance and liberal values, they've put all these flags in the park, and at the base of them they have said what the penalty in that country is for same-sex relations. So let's go check it out. Ghana, 3 years imprisonment. It's not very windy at the moment. Guinea, 3 years imprisonment. Indonesia, 8 years imprisonment. Iraq, 15 years imprisonment. I'm sure being gay is still punishable by death in some places of the world, so let's go and find out where. Newcastle, Australia, probably. Here we go, found one. Pakistan, death penalty. Qatar, death penalty. Saudi Arabia, death penalty. And that's just a short list. There's a few more countries as well. All Islamic countries, just saying. But anyway, we won't get into a political discussion here. Here we go, 63 countries that criminalise homosexuality, and 11 countries punishable by death. All those 11 countries are Islamic, so sort your shit out, Islam. Just so you know, I'm an equal opportunist. I'm not keen on any religions at all. So there you go. So this is Amsterdam at night. It's pretty much the same as Amsterdam in the day. There's just more drunk people. Seen a few hens nights and seen a few stag do's, and of course you've got the girls in the windows, which I won't be filming for obvious reasons. So this is the red light district, and you just get people walking up and down the canals, checking everything out, and yeah, it's all a bit naff and tacky to be honest, but it's got a good energy. When I was here in the 90s, there were guys that would walk past you and whisper cocaine and heroin, and they're still here, but they're not whispering heroin anymore, so that market must have faded away. Now it's just cocaine. Don't know what the price is though. I should have asked. So that's Amsterdam at nights, ladies and gents. Nothing too crazy, but yeah, still a cool, vibrant place, worth a visit. And tomorrow we are off to Rotterdam, back on the bike. And as I've said that, there we are, parked up behind the V-dub, safe and sound. I think it's going to rain tonight, so I've got the cover on it, so the sheepskin doesn't get wet for tomorrow. Rotterdam is just an hour down the road, hour and a half down the road. And I've been contacted by a fan who's going to put me up for a couple of nights, so that'll be interesting. See you tomorrow. Alright, adventure travellers, that is a wrap from Amsterdam. Today we are heading to Rotterdam, and the clouds have come back. But anyway, I don't think it's going to rain too hard. One last little panorama from the canals and the hostel in Amsterdam. The boats are out. Here's the bridge over troubled water. I think that building over there is on a bit of a lean. I was looking at it the other day. Anywho, the streets are a bit cleaner. The rubbish trucks have been around sweeping the streets, which is good. We all know how much I hate pollution and rubbish. Let's stop waffling and get on the road. Alrighty, just stopped in Utrecht, I think that's how you say it, for a bit of lunch, checking out the sights and sounds. It's similar to Amsterdam, but a lot more civilized. You've got the canals and the shopping, very pleasant, still pretty overcast, but yeah, nice place to spend the afternoon. Lots of eateries down on the water. Overall though, very, very pleasant. Oh, there's a nice spot down there. Well, I might be lost, but not a bad place to be lost in. It's a bit overcast, but oh, you got some sort of ship down there and some big canal with a windmill in the distance. Not a bad place to bunk for a couple of nights. Got some very colourful units across the canal there. Anyway, it might be that block of units behind me. Better stop faffing around. Try and contact old Wim. And here we are, just 20 minutes south of Rotterdam. This is my fantastic host, Wim, who is also an adventure traveller, and he's very kindly put me up in his great little apartment for a few nights before I hit the UK. And anything you'd like to say to the audience?
Just keep on riding and keep making adventures and show them on YouTube, because I like to watch the videos on YouTube. And hopefully next year or the next year after, I make my own adventure again somewhere else in the world.
Wim's done some great rides through Europe, but also through South America. He's made himself a little book that he showed me. Unfortunately, I can't read Dutch, but he's got some great photos in there.
Learn it.
Yeah. Wim's apartment is on the canals, and there's some fantastic museum boats. Both the red boat and the black boat are floating museums. So I need to get across and have a look at those maybe. Anyway, over and out. So we are down on the water in Hellevoetsluis, and it's a beautiful day, a little bit of wind, but we are down by the boats. There you can see the museums in behind. Here's the canal with the windmill in the distance there, and beautiful. Here's the big black boat up close, a little bit of an older boat. Looks like this one is closed as well. It's okay. I'm more of a bike guy than a boat guy, so no big deal. Anyway, let's go for a wander around, see what we can see. And we're here in the little village. There's some pubs or cafes just across the road there. Might pop over there and have some lunch. And down there is the ocean. So let's go have a look at the beach. Not a bad place to be in the summer. Look at that. There's the bridge back there that we were just on. People out, enjoying the sun. Howdy. Some very nice apartments just across the canal. I wonder if it's the near canal or the far canal. Never gets old. Some pretty nice boats moored up here. And here we are at the mouth of the canal. Does the canal have a mouth like a river, or anyway, the start of the canal? Here's the old lighthouse there. That's the beginning of it. Got the old cannons that provided the protection back in the day. Very nice. So just at the local pub down the road, having a bit of lunch, and I thought I would just introduce those of you that didn't know this little thing about the Netherlands, is that the Dutch don't have ketchup with their chips or French fries. They have mayonnaise.
You know what they put on French fries in Holland instead of ketchup?
What?
Mayonnaise. I seen them do it, man. They fucking drown them in this shit.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a Dutch thing to have mayonnaise with your chips. Unfortunately, they don't have ketchup here. I asked for ketchup, and they said, sorry, only mayonnaise. So, you just got to go with the flow, really, don't you? Not too bad. I'm not a mayonnaise fan, but when in Rome, do as the Dutch do. The toasty's pretty damn good too. And it wouldn't be a visit to the Netherlands without seeing a traditional Dutch windmill. How cool is that? There we go. She's not moving at the moment, but that is awesome, in very good condition. So they're called windmills, obviously, because they milled the wheat, but little known fact, they were also used for water management, industrial production, such as sawmills, and also for paper production. So there you go. You learned something new about windmills today.